Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have a diamond in the rough I'd like you guys to meet. This here's Irv Mulligan. He is a running back out of Jackson State. How you doing, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm doing fine. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to be on the show.
Nice to have you here, man. I feel like a lot of people need to get to know you. Had a fantastic year, man. Was SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. Ended up really winning it all, man. Going to the Celebration Bowl and hoisting a trophy at the very end of things. Sounds like a great season. But I want to get to know as much as you as we can, bro. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let's get going.
Yes, sir. Like I said, I'm Irv Mulligan. I was playing football since I was 8 years old. I went on to play at Well Branch Middle School. Then from middle school, I went on to Well Branch Early College High School. I started my career there, where I rushed for over like 6,000 yards with over 70 something touchdowns. Um, then I went on to Wofford College, where I got my degree there in environmental studies. Then I transferred from Wofford and went to Jackson State University, where I was there for the past 2 years. Um, so yeah, it's been a blessing.
Oh, having to write a couple of these things in my notes and have before we started, but which is fine, which is fine. Irv, you had mentioned again, been playing this game a pretty long time. You said starting when you're about maybe 8 years old, and then you
Yes.
end up going to high school where you ran thousands of yards and put up some great memories. Also have some interesting things in my notes of you actually playing several other sports along the way, some basketball, some baseball, some track. Talk about you as a high school athlete, man, because I know you got to have like a lot of great memories.
Right. Even though I did it for 1 year, you missed one. I wrestled, but I was just telling somebody this today. I feel like I'm a better baseball player than I am a football player. To be surprised. I really love baseball. Baseball is really like the family sport. I'm really like the first outstanding member in football in my family. So it's just a blessing. But I played basketball, a little bit of basketball, ran track. That's where I kind of get my speed from. But I did the 4x1 and the 100 meters, so it was fun, man. I was never like a one sport type of guy. I'm mad that college kind of limited you, to one sport. I actually was gonna play baseball last year for Jackson State, if I didn't get hurt. But you know, it, it's been a blessing, man. I just love all the sports.
Gotcha. Playing a lot of other sports back in the day. I mean, maybe perhaps I don't know. Was there a possibility of you doing that at the collegiate level early on? Like anyone offer you or anything? Like what was that situation like? Because you're saying you're pretty good baseball player.
Right. So I really know I was gonna play. I already knew I was gonna go to college for football. I just
Sure,
knew that
sure.
like football, you got to do way more. Like it's more like all around sports. So baseball kind of take more time, and for me to get that kind of notoriety in baseball and showcase my skills, I felt like it would have took like a lot more, away from the other sports. So just a
Sure.
balance of them all. I had to put football at my focus, and then I just took off of football. So
Hey,
it
that's
paid for my.
fine, man. That's usually how it goes. It's actually very rare to see a guy play multiple sports at the collegiate level. It does still happen, but it's rare. Usually you have to go to like lower levels that will allow you to do such. Um, Typically, we at the D1 level, I don't know. There's a whole lot of coaches that are like, nope, like I
That's
don't want you doing that. I don't want you getting
that's true.
injured.
Because I
Um,
asked my Walker coaches, but they wasn't going for it.
No, it's all good. Cool. Again, talked about a very prolific high school career, running thousands of yards, man, setting yourself up, for a good position coming out of high school. But you ended up going to Wofford first, man. As you're being recruited, what led you to Wofford coming out of high school?
Um, it's a crazy story because I actually was in love with Coastal Carolina because that was my first offer ever. But I also had a cousin on the team, Jaheim Hazel, um, which he had a couple offers of the same, and I just didn't want to, go to a school just because they was good at, a good football team. I want to go to a team where I knew I was going to win championship, and I was going to get a good degree. So I knew Wofford was academically, challenging. So I challenged myself to go there academically, and it was winning championships. I actually went there my freshman year. It was a three-peat team. So and me and my cousin went there together. So I didn't go there alone. So that was a plan, and me and him went in there. We did what we did. So that was actually like one of the main reasons why I kind of went to Wofford.
Interesting. And the one thing that you had also mentioned that I didn't know and that I had to take the note on is you were an environmental studies guy at
It's,
Wofford. What is an environmental studies student? What does he look like? What classes does he take?
um, it's It's a pretty broad subject. So, environmental studies basically dealing with anything from like the air we breathe to pollution to water solutions to sustainability to our animals to a more sustainable building. And also a construction guy, so it's like I kind of wanted to tie into how the world is becoming now to try to transition to a more like healthier building and more like safer environment. So, it's you take classes on food, animals, water, anything dealing with the earth. You basically learn about everything, even dealing with humans.
Interesting. So, could have taken you a whole lot of different directions. Obviously,
Right.
you're in college for a little bit more than just the whole football thing. I mean, it is kind of nice for you to be able to, study something that you're passionate about, get a degree in it. So it's kind of neat, man. I just didn't know maybe what you saw yourself doing with that degree because to me, environmental studies, what in the hell is that? So, do you have an idea, maybe like whenever football is done, like what you might be able to do with the degrees that you've got?
Yeah, of course. I already work on it now. Like I said, I'm a construction guy, so I'm also in the process of studying for my general contractor's license. So,
Cool.
like they like to say construction, like for example, like concrete. They like to say give off like a lot of emissions, to the earth, so it's harmful to the earth. So it's like what can I do and what studies and research can I do to find an alternative for concrete or instead of cutting down all the trees, what type of material can we use that's safer and not bad for the environment or we don't got to take away like animals, homes and things of that nature. So that's kind of where I'm going with it basically.
Cool. Well, hey, sounds like a great idea, but again, as of right now, bro, you and I are talking because you want to get to the league. You want to put together something, set yourself up so that you can do some of those things down the line. So, want to talk more about this journey of yours. You were at Wofford for a little bit, and then you end up at Jackson State. Talk about that transition from you from Wofford to Jackson State and what led you there. Through the I guess trials of the transfer portal for some people. Like, how'd you end up at Jackson State?
Um, I mean, I already know like in the coaching world, I got like a lot of like connections and people I know. So I was at Wofford for all 4 years. So I showed my loyalty and I did my work there and in the coaching world I already had like a good name, Like nationally I wasn't known, but in the coaching world I was well known and I had a few family members that was actually on the coaching staff here at Jackson State. So we all know like the culture at Wofford and Jackson State is a little different. So it's like I actually got the best of both worlds in my like college experience, and like I feel like that's the best way to go. And if I can give advice to anybody, I would tell them, I would say attend an HBCU and attend like a different school of your choice. Like so the transition was actually pretty smooth for me. It wasn't no, you know, real obstacles or nothing challenging. It was a great experience, and I'm still out here, Mississippi. So yeah, I love it.
It's all good. Uh, Part of a couple different institutions where you had an opportunity to play had to look a little different for you going from Wofford to Jackson State, man, and how you were plugged into that offense. Can you talk a little bit about the different offenses and how you were utilized?
Oh, of course. Everybody know well, from watching my film, I was a bruiser. I'm an inside zone type of guy. I can hit you in mid zone. I can hit you outside zone. I can get in pistol. We can line up and spread or in the shotgun. You can put me in the slot. But they really trust me with the ball in my hands. They know if they put the ball in my hands, I'm definitely gonna make something happen. So inside zone, I love it all day. Anything between the tackles, I'm gonna make some magic.
So again, the question was more geared towards like differences in Wofford versus
Oh,
Jackson State.
Jackson. Oh,
No,
um,
but
it
you
pretty
kind of
much.
answered a question I was going to ask you later. So I mean that's
Oh,
fine.
okay, okay.
So I'm just trying to get a feel for like
Like
the offense
right.
and everything there, like how you were used, like
Um,
um the
basically it was the same.
schemes.
It was
Go.
basically the same. Um, we heavily relied on the run game. Like at Wofford, I had to share the ball more. They there was more focused hierarchy, so I had to share the ball more. So all the running backs, we all equally had the same amount of carries. We all touched the ball. So it was the same thing, heavy run game. When it came to Jackson State, it was a little more. I had a lot more carries, but it was actually the same thing. They relied heavy on the run game, and then, of course, like we all know, the run game opened up the pass. It's just that at Wofford, we really just didn't we didn't pass that much. It was more everything. It's a run offense because they once was a triple offense, triple
Yeah.
option before, and then they went to the single back, but it was kind of the same. So the transition was no different. I ran the same schemes, the same plays, same pass route. So it was a smooth transition.
Gotcha. More often than not these days, like when you look at a running back room, there that ball gets shared a lot. Especially when you were talking about your time at Wofford, where a lot of other people taking reps too.
Mm.
Got to be a healthy relationship amongst that depth chart, like amongst those running backs. Talk about either the guys there at Wofford or some of the guys that you had to work with there at Jackson State.
Oh yeah, I love this one. I always give him credit, even though he don't like to take it. But Nate Walker, I feel like that's a guy that was supposed to go to NFL, and he had a shot. He just didn't want to, pursue that career. He wanted to take his accounting degree and, work in the workplace. But Nate Walker, man, he was a senior. He was a guy in front of me. Even though like my averages, per game and everything was better, like he taught me a lot of things, that I knew. He made sure I learned the plays. He taught me how to slow the game down for me. So that room was really nothing but love. I still talk to a lot of those guys till this day. And like I said, I still give him credit. Like he still, applaud me for what I do now. And I always tell him, man, that's just, the work from a leader. So he also taught me how to be a leader. Um, you know, so I really definitely applaud Nate Walker.
Awesome. You talked a lot about how you do fairly well with the ball in your hands, especially when the team is really relying on you and you're getting a ton of touches. Which, bro, you got a ton of touches this past year, man. Ton of touches, over 1,200 yards, over 6 yards per carry, which you don't see too often. And dude, that doesn't happen overnight, man. You got to put that thing together, like prepping up during the week. Talk through like that prep a little bit as to how y'all get there as a unit and how you execute as a team.
Yeah, so like I said, our main focus was we gonna smash my football. We gonna try to pound the football first. So every day at practice is alpha on alpha is best on best. And that's our main focus. A lot of people in the country say fall for 4 or 5, but at Jackson State they really banked on like creating explosive plays in the run game. A lot of explosive plays come from passing. You'll probably bust like 1 or 2 explosive plays in the run game, but like, we got the big guys up front. I trusted them up front. We really communicate a ton, and we know our objectives. We knew our assignments. So we had some great coaching. Coach Eric Gallen, the running back coach, and then we had, the offensive line coach, Coach Manning. So he played in the league for several years. So we had some experienced guys, and you can always learn. So like I said, we had fun with the run game.
Cool. I want to walk through a few moments this past season, if you don't mind, that I feel like we just kind of need to highlight. So, of course, you guys did win the championship there at the Celebration Bowl, which I will get to. But I want to go through at least a couple of moments. The one was against Florida A&M. You were named SWAC Offensive Player of the Week that for that week. End up with really long run of 54 yards. Walk me through that particular play, if you can remember.
Well, I remember it like it was yesterday. That's actually my favorite play of the season. So to give a little short story, that was actually the first game. Like I felt like after injury, I was like really back to my peak. So I knew it was a big scouting game, and I knew it was a big game for us. We won that one. I knew we was gonna win for the rest of the season. So I went in there on fire. And they didn't know me. They know if they put me back there in the pistol. And the offensive line is real confident in me, and they know I'm real confident in them. And I know I'm gonna have at least a one-on-one with the safety. So I'm like, ain't no running back in the world. You plan on playing running back. You can't let no corner, no safety tackle you. So I had a 8 yards full of steam. He came down. I slide off the guard, and he tried to fold it and make a tackle. I made a play for it, and I took it to the crib. So
Awesome.
nothing simple, just an inside zone read and take it to the house.
Gotcha. And obviously, like you said, I mean, you got to make sure that you make at least one man miss, that being like safety, couple linebackers. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people got left in the dust in that play. So,
Sure did. I don't even think they tried to come chase me.
I mean, if you're 15 yards down the line, like, I mean, I'd much rather just like jog it out.
That too,
But
but after you just see how I just truck your safety, I don't think too many want to, feel that same type of pain. So
no, I
it was
get you.
fun. Yes,
Want to
sir.
walk through a couple more memories, man. Maybe if we can kind of lump them together. Again, winning the SWAC title definitely had to be a great moment, which obviously led to you guys, in the championship game against South Carolina State. Walk me through some of your best memories of those games, man.
Yes, sir. Just being selected to be in those games was it was an honor. But to walk you through it, we really had a chip on our shoulder all year. As people know, we was selected to be number three, so we didn't like that. So we know that game right there was going to show we was the best team in the SWAC, which we went out there and did. As a team, we dominated early in the season, and that was actually my first game back versus Southern. So I had a point to prove myself too to show them that I wasn't healthy. Now I'm healthy now. So yeah, man, it was just great. We dominated on offense. We definitely dominated on defense. And we won it. Then we knew that was really like a regular season game because we wanted to go to Atlanta. So we knew our end goal. So we got them out of the way. We went to Atlanta. It was no pressure. We beat South Carolina State last year at the beginning of the season. So we just had that momentum from last year coming on this year. And we went there too many times not to win it. So we definitely had another chip on our shoulder, and we went there and win that one. So it was just a blessed moment and an honor to win it and to be there.
I mean, definitely a lot of great moments throughout your college years, man. And ending it how y'all did, I think, was an awesome thing for Jackson State. An awesome thing for you guys to get there, win that championship. Certainly fun to be able to walk away the way that you want to. Not everybody gets a chance to do that.
That's true.
So you're in, a select company walking out of college with the championship. So definitely awesome. Uh, Irv, we've obviously now finished your time in college. We are looking forward to you as an NFL prospect. When we're looking at you as an NFL prospect, what do you feel separates you, man? What do you feel is like the best thing you got going for you as a running back in this draft class?
Oh, that's easy. My home run speed. I mean, when you see guys in the league, most of them are pretty, heavy set guys, bigger guys. So, like I'm a smaller hybrid type of back. So, I'm very strong. So it's like when I break away, I'm a hit a home run, and I can protect well too. A lot of guys underestimate me because they think I'm a little small, but I definitely protect the quarterback. I take definitely pride in blocking. That's one of my key things I love to do. So definitely blocking and hitting home runs.
Um, One thing about the stats is I don't feel it really is an indicator of you as a receiver because they didn't really throw you the ball too much.
Right.
Um, and so with that being said, like, how would you, I don't know, answer the doubters that might say, man, this guy may not have it, like that part of his game, like how would you what are you working to overcome that or have you already overcome that or what's your take?
um, I feel like that's something I don't have to overcome. That's a gift I always had. I really can't catch. You can throw me in the slide. If you go look at my high school film, I got plenty of film catching. Like I said, throughout the years of college, I got a couple film where you see me catching the football, but they just trusted me that much in the run game, so they really never threw me the ball. But if you see me on like a seam route, wheel route, or a flat route, or a swing route, every time I was throwing the ball, I caught it. So it was just the amount of times and the opportunities I had, but it's something that I really don't have to overcome. Like you could put me in the slot, I can run a slant, I can run a fade, a post, I can catch it. So it's really something that they just haven't seen yet, which is a surprise. I'm really an all around back. That's another thing that separates me too. But that's
No,
just another surprise. I'm gonna keep to myself.
no, I got you. I wanted to hit you with that one because I know some people might have some doubts, but I will say you're going to get an opportunity to showcase that talent in front of all the NFL scouts, man, because you're going to be at the HBCU Legacy Bowl.
Okay.
So what do you have to say about being a part of that this year?
Oh yeah. I was selected last year, but like I said, due to a couple hiccups, I wasn't able to play. So just being able to be selected again this year is an honor and a blessing. And they just started this, so that wasn't always there. So to be a part of it, my name attached to it, I know it's gonna be a blessing for years to come for more guys. So it's just another opportunity because like I wasn't selected to the Reese's Bowl or the Shrine Bowl, and so it's like things like that. So the HBCU guys get a bowl game to showcase themselves, and a lot of guys label me as an HBCU guy, not knowing that, where I came from first. So I always gotta tell them like, I'm a little bit of both. So I feel like this would be a great opportunity to dominate and really separate myself again, and show them that, I was supposed to be playing and X, Y, and Z, but I'm gonna just show up and show out. So and like I said, it's a blessing and an honor to be a part of it.
Well, Irv, you're going to be, playing that game. It's going to be on a national stage. Everybody's going to be able to see that from home, of course. Again, great season this past year, really putting yourself in a good position. Like we had mentioned, All American, SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, finalist for the Walter Payton Award. I know that might actually mean a little something different to you for a guy at Jackson State. Um, when you're mentioned with sweetness, dude, does that hit you something different or what?
Oh man, of course. A lot of people don't even know. That was the only reason why I played running back. That was my idol my whole life. Like you can ask my coaches, even in some of my emails, you can look at my Twitter name at 34 Mulligan. That's where I got the number 34 from. Like I said, if his number wasn't retired here, I would have had number 34. So like I was just a love with Walter Payton. I'm in love with his game. And like I said, it was only right for me to come to Jack State. That was another reason why I actually came here because I had the opportunity to play with the greatest running back that ever played that, and it just made a statement. So for me to be even selected for that, and for me to even break one of his records this year, is even much a blessing. So just to be in a conversation with a guy like Sweetness is an honor.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely cool. Irv, do you want to take a few moments to just see if there's anything else about this guy that we really need to know? Anything that you want to share with people? Any of your interests, hobbies, or fun facts? Talents, other talents you might have. But talk to me for a little bit about something else, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. I'm a father. I have two kids. Keon Mulligan. He's 5 years old. I have a daughter, Brielle Mulligan. She's 4 years old. So when I'm not doing football, I'm being a dad, of course. That's where I get like, most of my peace from, happiness from. I love spending time with the kids. I love being a dad. I love teaching my son about football, about baseball, about sports. I love seeing them grow. I just love being a dad. So that's one other thing I love to do. I'm good with my hands. Like I said, I'm going towards more green building. I'm a construction guy. My dad was a general contractor. He's still a little carpenter here and there. You know, he's up in age now, but he taught me the trade, and ever since then, I took it and ran with it. I'm also in love with construction. So my downtime and when I'm home, I'm probably building a deck, building a porch, at doing an addition onto somebody's house, a little bit of framing, you name it. You know, putting some tile down in somebody's house. You know, anything you name in construction, I can basically do, and I got a pretty good idea how to do it.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's
Well, at least something to do perhaps on the side. Again, um, do want to see if I can pick your brain a little bit, throw you some questions here just for fun.
okay.
As a dad, maybe sitting down at some point watching some cartoons with your kids. Um, as as we kind of look at the difference, I want to look at like maybe 5 year old Irvin versus your kids these days. What were you as a kid watching growing up?
Um, well, of course, everybody loves SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob. I love Jimmy Neutron, which they do not play that anymore. It's
You got
crazy. I
you got to
love
find it.
Johnny
It's out
Test.
there.
Yeah, I love Johnny Test. I love Phineas and Ferb. But they got a lot of different shows now. Like my kids love like Bluey and they love just about anything. So I'm like, okay, but they definitely love some Bluey. But yeah, it's 5 years. I mean, I still love cartoons. I love a little bit of anime too. My kids love anime. You know, when my son with me, he love watching Naruto with me, even though we don't watch all the shows already.
No, it's
Um,
all good.
I'm
It's just
still,
kind of nice to get to know a little bit more there. The one thing, the other thing that I want to ask you again, these are just some silly little questions before we get to our wrap up time. Favorite breakfast cereal?
ooh, huh. Eat like a champion. Of course, I love Frosted Flakes. It's only right. I'm a tiger.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. So, let's see if there's anything else that I had on my list here. I mean, we are kind of running out of time, but I want to see if I can get maybe one last thing from you. Uh, Last song you played on your iPod.
Still my love. Wilson Meadows.
All right, it's nice to get that out there.
Yeah, I'm a
Or we
old
need to
school
wrap up our.
guy.
What's up?
I got an old school. I'm an old school guy. It's a slow jam, you know.
It's good, man. As we wrap up our time, I want you to just take one last opportunity to tell all the scouts out there, maybe all the doubters, like why an NFL team should take a chance on you, why they need to sign you, draft you, make you part of their team, man. And with your closing thoughts, all right?
Yes, sir. Well, the first thing first, I'm a believer that I'm a great leader. So I'm the type of guy that, like I said, I'm versatile. If you don't think I'm a fit for your team, I am. Like I'm a fit for any team. Like I could go in any style, any flow, any culture, any I'm a guy that can adapt anywhere. I'll just be happy to play anywhere. But I'm also a guy that don't mind being a vocal leader. Don't mind taking the initiative to, want to get better, to want to help the next man aside of me. I'm a guy that's for the team. I'm a guy that always, that always listens to the teacher, always want to learn. That's always eager to learn, that asks a lot of questions, that take notes. I just do like the small things. That's another thing that separates me. I'm a guy that do the small things. Whatever got me there is what's gonna keep me there, and that's the things that I want to continue to do. I'm not gonna boast and brag about myself because they watched the film, but I just want to tell them the small things about me, and I'm a very you know team driven type of guy.
Gotcha. Definitely proved yourself this past season, man, putting yourself in a good position as a prospect this season. Uh, hey, want to wish you all the best with everything, man. I mean, I know you got the Legacy Bowl February 22nd. Definitely looking forward to that with you and some of your teammates who are going to be in that event. I just want to wish you all the best then and moving forward to your pro day and everything else you got going on. All right.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Sure thing. Once again, I got Irv Mulligan with me. He's a running back out of Jackson State. Check out some of his film. It's great.